Trent, I know you don't probably got too much to say about I Love Makonnen, but it sounds like you've been listening to his new tape quite a lot over the past few days since it dropped. The project, I think it's an album. We'll call it an album.
Yeah, it's an album.
It's called My Parade. And if I'm not mistaken, one of the songs on here is called My Parade. Yes.
Yeah.
14 tracks. No. We got 14? 13 tracks.
13.
13 tracks, 39 minutes. Pretty succinct, pretty straight to the point. But yeah, you know what? You were telling me about this. I was a little iffy on it. I don't know why, because I used to like I Love Makonnen, but he hasn't been dropping shit really as of late. But yeah, for y'all that don't know, at least he partially lives here in Portland. Like, he got a place here in Portland, which I thought was random, but it kind of made, I mean, just like for who he is, kind of artist he is, like, I kind of get it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Portland's a weird place. McConnen's a weird artist, so I think he just might fuck with the vibe out here, but I don't know where he's from originally, though, too.
I think Atlanta.
That would make sense, because he was always down with, like, Key and Father, and he was always linking up with, like, Atlanta producers and shit like that, so that makes sense. So, I guess real quick, but before we talk about the music itself, I just wanted to say, Trent, I went back and I re-listened to those original I Love Makonnen tapes, 1 and 2. They dropped in 2014 and 15. And, you know, they really blew up off the back of Tuesday, which we all remember was a hit at the time. And Tuesday was a cut.
That's why I fuck with it. I was born on a Tuesday, so it makes sense.
So it was always going up on a Tuesday for you. That's right. I Love Makonnen tapes 1 and 2. I went back and re-listened to them just to kind of remind myself, because I remember enjoying them at the time, and I remember, you know, like, he's still really weird. He's still. I mean, even Tuesday is like kind of weird, but kind of always had that thing about him. But I always was interested in that. I liked how wacky his shit ended up being, and I guess I wanted to remind people that like the situation he was in, because he was signed to OVO, and the first 2 tapes are OVO releases. They still own that shit. So Tuesday was out of here, right? Drake feature, out of here, super successful single. And what I also noticed about that project, that first one that they did, was it was short. It has some pretty good songs on it. I think it's only like 6 or 7 songs, but what they did was I noticed, like, I feel like they were really taking a swing on I Love Makonnen as an artist, like when they signed him, because they got him on the feature with the single, and then that first tape has Sunny Digital on several beats, including Tuesday. It's got Mike Will Made It on one of the beats, and then one of the other songs has Metro Boomin on it. So there's no doubt in my mind that they were like kind of taking a swing on this guy and hoping things would pop off. And they kind of did. And I don't know what happened, but I think there was like maybe some internal turmoil or something, because a second tape came along the next year and it was still good, but it didn't have any of those like big name producers on it. Didn't have any features on it, or like any of the kinds of features that were on the other one. Obviously no Drake cut or nothing like that. And then by the next project that he would do in 2016, like, you know, I mean, that situation seemed to be done. He got dropped from OVO. I was looking this up. I mean, he's the only artist that get dropped from OVO to this point. So, you know, I think there was something there that just didn't work out. But yeah, those first 2 tapes, they got cuts on it. I Don't Sell Molly No More is dope. Swerve is dope.
So
Trust me, Danny.
Don't sell Molly
No more. Like hella catchy shit that you remember. Yeah, with these super turned out, whacked out beats. Like, and then even on the second one, there's a song with Santa Gold that's really dope too. So yeah, I remember liking this too. And yeah, you know, just like the label backing situation was not working out. So they stopped putting really a lot of, you know, push behind him. Again, he dropped Drink More Water in 2016. And it's kind of been an interesting road to now, like him dropping a either an independent or an indie label project with this new shit. So, but I think people might kind of like see him as like a one-hit wonder or a flash in the pan, like kind of blew up and then flopped, which I think you might be mistaken if you feel that way. And I think you might be misled to think that his 2021 project isn't really worth listening to, like he don't got juice no more. If you don't recall that, like, honestly, even when and since he was getting dropped, like, he was kind of walking out the door with, like, hits and still doing his thing low-key. So in the last couple years, he was on both of the, like, Lil Peep posthumous projects. On 21 Savage's like Slaughter tape, like that 2016 Slaughter tape, he was on there with a song with Key, Slaughter Your Daughter. Late 2015, he was on that DJ Carnage album with I like to make money get turned, with that crazy beat and shit. And I was looking at that album, and I just think it's funny, like that album had Rick Ross on it, Migos, OG Mako. There's the one song, the other most popular song, but not more popular than I Love Makonnen song, was the Lil Uzi, ASAP Ferg, Rich the Kid track, What Do You Want? Ty Dolla $ign was on this shit, and I Love Makonnen had like the hit single, DJ Carnage's biggest song probably to date at this moment, on there. So, yeah, I just thought it was kind of interesting. Like, I think Drake and his team really saw something in I Love Makonnen, and maybe it didn't work out, but I think whatever they saw was legit. Like, the dude can make a catchy song, a very memorable song. He's definitely an acquired taste, definitely somewhere out of left field, but, I mean, he's kind of always had cuts. I mean, even in a couple years back when he wasn't dropping anything, he dropped a random song with Gucci Mane that was pretty good, also super catchy. And so, yeah, I mean, all that leading up to this tape that I think some people might see and just like not listen to it because it's I Love Makonnen and they haven't heard an I Love Makonnen song in a good minute. But it's nice to hear his independent vision, and I think this tape has more than a few bops on it. There's some weird parts. There's some parts I still, like I'm not into every quirk of this album to the, right now, but I would say there's at least more than like 3-4 really, really dope songs. And even if they are a little quirky, like they still bang. So, Trent, I don't know if you have any favorite songs to this point, or if you just been like putting it on, letting it rock. But yeah, I don't know. What were some of the things that grabbed you about this and kind of put you in the spin cycle with it? I feel like this is like this year for you. This is like what Barnacles was for me. Like, I don't know. There's just something about that shit just mystified me. Saw Baby just fucking mystified me.
Yeah, this is one of those. This was like what Die For My Bitch was for me when I just couldn't stop listening to it.
Baby Keem.
I think it's just the hooks, man. He's got such a fucking knack for writing catchy hooks, and like,
yeah, that's always been his calling card, pretty much. Now.
And his voice is mad weird. I don't know. It's just the whole thing, front to back. I can't stop listening to it. But I guess if I had to go like favorite songs, I love If It's Cool, because that shit is just like dream pop. I don't know, like some of this stuff doesn't even have a genre or anything. It's just like weird him singing with like synth, but
yeah, some songs got like the acoustic guitar thing going.
If It's Cool is tight. I love Bad Bitch with a Stutter is amazing.
I knew you were gonna bring that shit up. That is so weird.
I love Makonnen's Beethoven, the last like second to last song.
That's fire.
It's like
too.
this
I
piano. Dude, that's so good. And then, I mean, I love anything with a little B on it. So
yeah, there's a little B feature on this thing.
Yeah, which actually you were talking about his little like run of just like random songs that he showed up and stuff. On Black Ken, he's got a feature. He's like the only feature on Black Ken.
Oh, damn, I missed
And
that.
it's
Yeah.
like it's a weirdo song, bro. It's like glitch pop. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's definitely like Lil B just was like, I'm gonna make an I Love Makonnen song.
He was always showing up on like songs that would just end up doing well. Like,
Right.
you know, so going back even further, this was 2014. Father, we mentioned him, really got his first like biggest single, "Look at Wrist," with I Love Makonnen and Key. And so there's just like this lineage of songs, moments, you know, certain you know moments for him that just popped off, and
Word.
it seems like the common denominator is him and the inability to really copy what he does, his formula. So
yeah, I mean, I was in the same boat when this came out, because it came out on like did it come out on a Tuesday?
I don't know, but I heard you talking about it like before like, you know, Thursday, Friday.
It came out in like the middle of the week, and so I was like, oh, like a middle of the week I Love Makonnen mixtape type thing. I don't know about this.
Yeah.
But man, I'm glad I put it on because I can't stop listening to it. Probably not my favorite thing that came out this year, but it's one of the few things. So I don't know, something about new music this year. Nothing has like hit that hard for me. Only like 1 or 2, 3 maybe projects, but this one is one of them. I don't know. It's so catchy.
No, I'm
So
with you.
Saucy
I'm with
is
you.
like a great.
I haven't heard anything like this year. I haven't heard anything like this, I guess, in a minute. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely ear grabbing. Definitely grab your attention. I feel like a lot of people, it might just kind of like, you know, you might get turned off by just the wackiness that has always been Makonnen.
Right.
But it's cool to hear him now in a situation where there are no major label ties, and you know you can just very clearly see what his vision is. And I mean, I hope this means that he'll release more music in the future here soon. But yeah, still using the same like doll head on the album cover. Yeah. What do you think about the album cover?
It's fine. It's not my favorite, but
I'm not crazy about it. But it's got it's colorful and it's you know.
Yeah, I like it for him.
I mean,
like it makes sense for him.
Follows up with the title and it's cool enough. I fuck with it. But any final thoughts on I Love Makonnen?
My final thought is I know that one of Hadley or Dominic are gonna just try to shit all over this thing, and I'm just not gonna let them. Like, this is the battle I'll pick.
No, I can see Hadley fucking with it.
All right, then it's gonna be Dominic. So somebody's gonna shit on it, and I'm gonna have to pick that battle, and I'm fine with it.
That's a battle you were ready for, made for, built for.
I was made for. I was built for
Born ready.
This day.
All right, man. Let's cut it there. My parade. I Love Makonnen. I do recommend this, and I mean, it sounds like Trent was kind of like until he heard it, and then when you passed it on to me, I was like and even the first time I heard it, I was still kind of like, that was okay. There was some cool parts in there, but I don't know. It was the second and the third listen that really got me like, okay, I kind of see this bag. So, yeah, definitely appreciate you making noise about that, because we probably would have been reviewing something else if you didn't. And I think this is a good tape to put a few people on to.